Bigfootbakes cooking pizza. When Forest Ranger Mara Kincaid first set up trail cams to monitor the wildlife of Cascade Ridge, she never expected to receive a YouTube video submission titled Bigfootbakes cooking pizza. At first, she assumed it was a prank. Then she clicked play. The camera was shaky but functional, clearly strapped to a tree. In front of it stood a 7-foot-tall, fur-covered biped with enormous feet, a surprisingly neat beard, and a handmade apron that read Live, Laugh, Loaf. Bigfoot looked straight into the camera, blinked twice, and said in a deep, gravelly voice, "Hello, Internet. I am Garbunk the Forager. Today, we are making forest pizza. Vegan, gluten-flexible, locally sourced. Do not skip the pine nut crust, or I will find you." Mara blinked. "This can't be real," she muttered. But the video rolled on. Bigfoot, Garbunk, was standing in what looked like a cleverly disguised forest kitchen. He had a flat rock oven setup, fueled by hot coals and framed with moss-lined wood. Birds chirped nearby. A fox watched curiously from behind a log. "First," Garbunk said, holding up a bundle of greens, "gather your toppings. I use wild mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes, and spicy stinging nettle. Be bold." He grunted, flicked his hair out his face, and began slicing with what appeared to be a sharpened piece of elk antler. For the crust, pine nuts, fern flour, and mountain spring water. No tap. Tap water insults the spirits. He ground the ingredients using a mortar carved from a boulder. The dough came together surprisingly well. Mara couldn't stop watching. He hummed softly, somewhere between a growl and a Gregorian chant, as he spread the sauce. For sauce, crushed cloudberries and roasted garlic. I ferment mine for 2 moons, but 1 week is acceptable for humans. The camera zoomed oddly, and Mara realized it had been subtly adjusted, perhaps by a raccoon assistant. Garbunk continued with flair. "Assembly is key. You must center yourself before you center your toppings. Channel the earth. Breathe. Shroom. Tomato. Leaf. Repeat." Then came the baking. He placed a pizza stone inside his moss-covered rock oven and sat in silence while it cooked, occasionally whittling a spoon or tossing a pine cone into the air. 15 minutes, he growled. No peeking. Pizza knows when it's being judged. The final product? It looked amazing. Crisp crust. Golden, slightly caramelized edges. Steam wafted into the trees. Garbunk took a slow, reverent bite. Then another. He closed his eyes. This is the way. The video ended with a low drum beat and a title screen. Subscribe to Garbunk's Forest Feasts. New videos every lunar cycle. Mara sat back, stunned. Each video showed Garbunk calmly and creatively cooking using forest ingredients and surprisingly high production values. Natural lighting, tight close-ups, occasional slow motion. He never left the woods. Never approached human civilization. But the camera always captured his warm, wise presence. And every episode ended with a small message carved in bark. Respect the forest. Respect your food. Leave no trash. Soon, Mara noticed online chatter. A subreddit popped up, r/Garbunkeats. Then a Twitter account at Forest Feast with gifs of Garbunk tossing dough. Then merch. Bootleg Garbunk's Pizza, real Sasquatch flavor t-shirts. Everyone thought it was an elaborate cryptid-themed cooking show, but only Mara knew the truth. She had first seen Garbunk a year ago, just a glimpse through the trees, tall and shaggy, vanishing into the fog. She told no one. Now he was posting videos online. The question was, how? She decided to leave a note near her trail cam. Garbunk loved the pizza video. Would love to talk. No tricks. Just pizza fan to pizza fan. Mara. 3 days later, she found a small flatbread wrapped in leaves, still warm. written on a birch bark strip. Meet next crescent moon, where the river crooks like a wishbone. Mara arrived with an offering. Her famous pepperoni and goat cheese pizza, homemade and still hot in a thermal box. He was already there, waiting under the moonlight, seated beside a low fire. His eyes gleamed. "You are Ranger," he said slowly. "I am, but I'm also a fan." Garbunk nodded once. "You brought offering?" She handed it to him. He sniffed it carefully, took a bite, and grunted approvingly. Acceptable. Needs pine ash, but acceptable. They sat in comfortable silence. Finally, she asked, "How are you uploading videos?" Garbunk motioned toward a hollow tree, for which an ancient satellite tablet emerged, attached to vines and bark insulation. Old hiker tech. Fixed it. Used solar moss charger. Very slow Wi-Fi. She blinked. "You learn video editing?" Watched Raccoon do it. Watched many times. Then tried. Mara tried not to laugh. "Why pizza, though?" Garbunk looked at the stars. "Because pizza is peace. No one is angry while eating pizza. And because no one sees me, not truly, but if they see my food, they see something. Something good." She stared at him. "Garbunk, you're amazing." He huffed. "Flattery is a weak spice." They shared food until sunrise. When she left, he handed her a carved spoon and said, "Next time, bring olives." 6 months later, Garbunk's Forest Feast had over 2 million subscribers. Still a mystery, still off-grid, but with every video, he reminded people, treat nature like a kitchen. Clean up after yourself. Garbunk never asked for fame, never sought followers. He just wanted to share peace through food. And somewhere in the woods, behind a rock oven and a mossy pantry, Bigfoot was cooking.